Commissioners, I move to rescind the MOU for the YMCA the way it stands now.
I second that.
Any discussion?
Well, I would like to make some comment about this. In no way, shape, or form is this an attack on the YMCA. My concern has been and continues to be the great expense that the county agreed to incur to support this charitable organization when we have private businesses that do the same thing. Not exactly, but a lot of the same things. I look at the discussions that have taken place on the YMCA, and I recall a chalkboard that's been used for a long time that's never been cleaned. There have been discussions about $4 million give $4 million of loans on behalf of then there were further discussions about changes, $2 million matched by $2 million and so forth. The public needs to know that the former commission never changed the original MOU. That's the MOU that's being rescinded, being requested to be voided. Another misconception is this piece of property has to have a YMCA. The law is very clear. The developer said a YMCA type building. And I'm all for that. I'm all for giving the land to that organization. And I'm all for hearing what comes next with respect to why Boys and Girls Club or whatever can go there. What I'm not interested in hearing is that we're on the hook for $8 million in a facility if the Y walks away and we have no recourse.
Mr. President? Look, you know, this YMCA is a real hot issue. I get it. And Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Drake, I concur with you. I really do. We need something in this county for the kids, seniors as well. And I agree 100%. But I just can't. I can't see giving tax dollars, whether it's a soft tax. I understand it's regulational taxes, but it could be used in other areas to improve the county. But it's a private enterprise. We gain nothing from this other than a couple of employees that are about $10, $12 an hour. Now, I'm not saying that's not worth anything, but to me, I just can't agree to give $1 million, $2 million, $4 million of tax dollars that's competing against other businesses in this county. There's a facility here in Centerville that is going to lose customers that pays taxes, and he pays close to $60,000 a year in taxes. So when he starts to lose memberships, because obviously they're going to go to the YMCA, they have a lot more to offer, a pool, a la carte of other items, that to me hurts the county and hurts the citizens of Centerville as well. But what I want to do is, and I made it very clear to several people here, and I think I made it clear to you in an email, I don't want to see the YMCA die. I lived there. I think there was another lady here that mentioned about the YMCA that she used to go when you could stay there. I did that as well in Columbia, Maryland one time. It was fun, and you could sleep there every night. It was really neat. I want to see the Y come. You have my word that I will take the lead if these commissioners allow me to see that the Y gets here. But I just think that it needs to be built on its own dollar. 95% of the Ys in this country are built on the Y's dollar. Counties and states help out. They lend the money, but very few times you see county dollars going to this. And if you do, they're rich counties. Queen Anne's County is not a rich county. As Mr. Moran mentioned earlier, Mr. Comfort, Commissioner, you know, we have an $8 million surplus this year, but we've been running a deficit the last 4 years. And I just don't see us spending that. It's just, you know, to me, we need a lot more things in the county. I'm not saying the Y is not important, but it is. But I'll tell you something, what I want to see, I don't understand why we can't build our own facility. Other counties, there's 23 other counties in the state of Maryland, 20 of them counties have a rec department, and they all have their own facility. But why can't we run our own facility? Now I hear that we're not organized, so we can't, we don't have faith. I disagree. We have the best employees in the state of Maryland, in my opinion, and the best citizens. I think that we can do this for a whole lot less than what's being proposed right now, and I think we can do it ASAP. I don't think we should drag our feet. I think within the next 6 months we should be very serious about putting something there. As Mr. Commissioner Anderson said, it does not have to be a YMCA. It could be a Boys and Girls Club, which is similar to the YMCA, which I understand wants to come to Queen Anne's County. So I think we should entertain that idea and let's get everything on the table. But take in mind, we're only killing the MOU the way it is now. It's a 50-50 split now. It never was changed, as Mr. Anderson mentioned. And that's what we're killing here. We want to stay on the table and continue to visit this. And it's not going to go away. You have my word. I want to see something done, truly. Not just for Centerville, but Kent Island and Northern County. I mean, I have a plan. I've talked to a couple of commissioners. I'd like to see an out, we start, you got to walk, crawl before you walk. I'd like to see an outdoor pool put on Kent Island for the summertime for the kids to have something to do, and then explore this idea of a rec center somewhere in Centerville, possibly as a piece of item of our own facility. The YMCA, it might be a not-for-profit, but they're in business to make money. They're going to run this facility, they're going to make money. There's no reason why the county can't do the same thing, and I believe we can because we have the best employees. That's all I have to say, Mr. President.
May I know I shouldn't speak, but you say Boys and Girls Club was, how about other people that aren't boys and girls?
Family order?
Sorry. Anyone else?
Yeah. I was not alone, but practically alone, excuse me, on the day that this MOU was first proposed. And what we're doing is turning down this specific MOU, which was, when you read it, so poorly composed as to not represent the taxpayers or the interest of the county one bit. I mean, it had no guarantees as to what the equity on both sides of the deal was. I am all in favor of any negotiations to achieve anything like what the citizens need. What I am utterly against is the continuance of this particular MOU, which is destructive to the interests of the county. Thanks.
I would say that on this motion, I'm going to support it, and I'm going to support it because I'm not willing to commit $4 billion in county tax dollars at this time. I'm in favor of renegotiating the deal.
Okay, well, couple things. I never supported the original MOU the way it is. I voted against it. I am not in favor of 4 and 4. And I believe everybody here knows that. What I am in favor of is 6 and 2. I think that I understand from talking to the Y and their business model in the rural area that they're trying to cover and the amount of dollars that they need to raise to build this. I will say we have no facility in Queen Anne's County at all that does what the Y can do, and that's period. Okay, we don't have a pool, we don't have organizations that run the programs for our youth of this county, and I think that's huge. I think that it's an investment we need to make in our kids. And for one, I think that for $2 million, it's worth it. I will say that $2 million is the least expensive of anything that we do. If we build our own facility, we're spending $2 million. We put a pool in Kent Island, we put a pool here, we're spending well more than $2 to $3 million. Then we're on the hook for operating it. What a lot of people don't understand is the YMCA costs about $1 million a year to operate. And if we build our own facility, we're on the hook. I mean, this was a deal, and again, and I'm going to push for the deal at 6 and 2. For $2 million, the county could have this facility. Somebody else could be running it. It won't cost us a dime after that, and we get the benefit of it.
I don't understand the process of where the $6 million is coming from, who's paying it, and where the $2 million is coming from, who's paying that, and what the terms and conditions are. I would much prefer that this motion to amend be defeated, and that we engage with Robbie Gill and begin discussions on what can be accomplished, and starting from scratch.
I want to make it to the other commissioners up here. I don't know if you're aware, but the YMCA did its own study, a feasible study on this particular location, and it failed. Based on a 4 to 4 split, I'm not sure what it was beyond that, but if it failed on a 4 to 4 split, I would certainly think it would fail on a 6 to 2 split. I mean, YMCA coming up with 6 and county coming up with 2. I see your point, it's much better, but if their own study itself shows that it would fail, I think I agree with Mr. Anderson. I think that we should come back, let's come back strong though. I mean, I concur everything you said. I didn't want to take a lot of time. The kids are extremely important. Obviously, we're gonna go over other issues. We want to bring back all the activities that were taken away from the schools. We asked the rec department to come back to us and give us a call so we can put it in the budget, so every kid in this county can go back to these schools and the after-school activities, which we truly need in this county. We need this. So I think that's part of the answer. I don't think it's like you're saying, it's just a pool we're dealing with. But yes, I agree, we need a Y or something with that type of facility. And I think we should table and work on it, you know, further.
Well, I will say that their study shows that it would work at 4 and 4, it would not work at 6 and 2. But I would rather put the burden of this as a compromise to the taxpayers on the YMCA. I would rather say the YMCA. The problem the YMCA is having right now is the last set of commissioners voted for this MOU, and it wasn't strong. Now the set of commissioners is thrown away. The Y they have no opportunity to raise any money. There's no consensus amongst the commissioners. I tell you what I'm fearful of is voting this down, the amendment down, voting this down, and then we're done. We won't see a facility like this in our administration. So that's my concern of trying to get this